So, hello, hello. I want to make sure that you can hear me. Hello, everyone. Yes, you can. Okay, so hello. I'm in an office environment because we're expecting this storm. Actually, it started raining, a lot of rain. And what you saw is the beginning of what I want to talk about. It's really a blessing of what happened. I'm going to show you a little bit more. So, walking down on the beach in Redondo, and see the seal that was laying down. I'm going to show you from here because there's a way of kind of a technical issue, so I'm going to use the iPad to show you that. So there is this seal. Look at this beautiful posing seal, right? And he was laying down, thinking he's sick, or maybe he was dead. At first we thought he was dead. So running down, I was starting to pull my pants up to maybe to go and to push him back to the water, and then we see that he's not dead. He's moving, but I wasn't sure if he's sick or not sick. And then a bunch of people gathered, and we cheered. I even tried to give him a piece of bread. I don't know if it's healthy or not, but see, look at this guy here, right? And I want to show this video. Okay, so you can see this guy here, and then he just rose his head up. He saw that we were all cheering. He looked around. I'm trying to make it straight. He looked around. That's where I'm cutting the piece of bread for him. That's why the camera goes kind of funky. And he smells the bread. Nah, I don't care for the bread. It's no fish. Doesn't smell fishy, right? And he's looking at everybody and going from thinking that he's dead, and he was laying down and he was almost like exhausted or just kind of like giving up or something. And then he got up, rose his head, and went into this, into the beautiful, in the ocean. And this is the thing, this is what I wanted to share with you today, with the portion of Ki Tisah. Ki Tisah, which means, and you shall lift. And God is talking to Moses saying, you should lift, go to Israel, lift the head of the people, lift them up. So what happens many times is we come to a junction in our lives. We come to a time where we need to figure out, what do we want to do, or maybe we're overwhelmed by what needs to be done. Maybe we're overwhelmed by what needs to be done, and when we're overwhelmed many times, that means that we have a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of stuff going on that is manifesting in different parts of our body. So suddenly lower back hurts, and shoulder, and knees, and feet, and it starts manifesting. And this is also a source of many of the ailments like cancer. Those are things that are showing that there is something wrong with the way that our spirit is working, with the way that our emotional being is being affected. And so at first, seeing the seal was, this seal, whoever is joining now, this seal was laying down, was just like thinking he was dead, because the waves would move him back and forth. And then when getting down and starting to cheer him, or to make noise, or to encourage him, and to give him positive vibes, if you will, he started moving up. And then he rose up, he looked around, and after a few minutes, he continued. And sometimes when we're going through these challenging times, and it could be anything. It could be work, it could be our relationships, because everything is about relationships, right? Relationships between us to somebody else, but or us to ourselves. What what place am I inhabiting now? What did I learn from my experiences, and what am I here to do now? How am I going to channel what I'm doing into achieving where I want to be, into achieving how I want to express myself? Because maybe now there is something that is hindering us from expressing ourselves. Maybe something is hindering you from expressing yourself, something that you don't know how to go about, and that can cause overwhelming. And when we are experiencing this, oh, I can't take it anymore, oh, I'm paralyzed, when we come to this place of being paralyzed, just like this little guy, I don't know how I'm going to call him, but, and the most important thing is, I saw this guy, and my animal spirit is a seal. I remember since a kid, I always loved seals, and I see this guy. It's like it's kind of a reflection, you know, for things that I'm going through. How am I embracing this multitude of events and multitude of things that needs to happen or need to shift? And sometimes when there is too much, we get paralyzed. And in this portion, Moses telling, remind the Israelites, and it's talking about the Jewish people, but it is about everybody. It is everybody, because the Torah is for everyone. It's not only for Jewish people. It's for everybody, because we have such a tremendous amount of learning and teachings that are effective every day. I mean, as a fact, I mean, go on live and talk about how we can better ourselves. What can we learn through these portions, through these Torah portions, through these weekly Torah portions? And he says, remind them that they are the diamond in the crown of creation. You are the diamond in the crown of creation. We are the diamond in the crown of creation. Look at an animal, a seal or a dog, you know, an animal, behemah. In Hebrew, it's behemah. The animal, the head is down always in the ground. We, humans, heads are up. We walk straight, we walk up. Animal head is down, always on the ground. Also, an animal cannot go beyond what it's meant to be here on earth, an animal. A rabbit can't get up one day and say, today I'm not going to be scared, today I'm going to be a lion. That's, right? Ain't happening. A dog is not deciding that today he's going to take on this challenge, or I want to evolve out of being a dog, I want to become a horse. And it doesn't work. An animal is, aside from being here, living the cycle, bringing, giving birth, doesn't do anything else. But we as humans, and the difference between us and the animal kingdom is that we have, just like creation, the power of speech. We have the power of speech to create. We have this power of speech, the godly power of speech, to create. Yes, we are here in a condensed light form. So the light of creation, light of God, has condensed several generations, as it's called, in light form. Think about a spotlight that is on a camera, that is on a production set, right? If you don't put any filters, it's very bright in the eyes. So you put filters to give it a different color, to muffle the light, and then the person, the artist who is standing on stage, can actually look and look past the light without being mesumvar, without being having the light in the eyes, right? So we are like that. We are a condensed version of light. We are a version that the light had to go through contraction, like a funnel, contraction, and we are here. So we can exist in this physical form without being disintegrated by the enormity of light. Okay, so we have the godly power of creating with the power of our words. Abracadabra. The power of our words is creating. Our thoughts create, and everything is a frequency. Who knows me that I'm working with sound and sound therapy and guidance through sound? Everything is a frequency. So God is telling to tell Moses, remind them that they are the crown, the diamond in the crown of creation. Now, there is another way of helping, reminding, telling them everyone has to bring a half of a shekel, like a half a dollar, to the temple. Everybody, poor, rich, doesn't matter. Everybody. So why a half? So you don't bring a whole and you think that you are whole, because you're always a half. You are half because of creation, so it doesn't go to your head. You're half, and also if you don't have a partner, you're half, because when you come together with somebody, then you become a whole. But as far as creation, so it doesn't go to our head, we are half. Okay. Now we're so unique that every one of us has their own stamp, their own spiritual stamp, their own physical stamp. Nobody looks alike on the planet. Nobody has the same fingerprint. Nobody has the same scent. And the scent is, I talked about it last time and I wrote about it, the scent is the smell of our soul. This is how our soul smells. This is our scent. You know, when you hug somebody, I'm not talking about a perfume or any of that. I'm talking about the essence of the scent. This is the smell of the soul, right? So everybody is unique. If I have a bag of quarters and I drop a quarter, one quarter more, one quarter less, it's not really noticeable. But if I have a room, a gallery, like the Louvre, right in France, if I have the gallery there with unique original paintings of each artist, there is no another one like that. There is no another painting like that. So this painting is worth millions. So the story, I forgot the name of the guy, but there were two stamps, two very rare stamps in the world. I forgot the name of the guy, and I wanted to, but oh well, it's the rain. It's probably radioactive rain that goes into it and causes me to forget. And one of the stamps was bought by the same owner of the first stamp, and he bought the second stamp, millions of dollars, and then destroyed the second stamp. So now there is only one stamp, and that stamp tripled and quadrupled the price because there is only one in the world now. This is how you are. This is how we are. We are so unique in the eyes of God, in the eyes of creation. And we can, and our power, aside from being alone when we are alone, our power amplifies when we come together. And, you know, if anything, this Quranic era taught us is to come together. Why? Because the intention behind the Corona is to separate us, is to cause us to go down, is to cause us to doubt ourselves, is to cause us not to think critically, is to cause us to run after our tail, run in survival mode, in scarcity mode. This is what the intention is behind all this Quranic infestation or pandemic. Right? There's danger to cause us to separate, not to think critically, not to come together, where in reality our power is in our unity. So we, you, I, us, we are the diamond in the crown of creation. And just like Seal Buddy, right? That got tired, but with the encouragement he got up. It's a reminder for me, it's a reminder for you, it's a reminder for everybody to remember that you are a crown of creation, and with the right surrounding, with the right environment, with the right feeding of the not feeding on a judgment and not feeding on your wounds, but feeding on your strengths, recognizing your strengths. You'll get up, you rise your head, and you take off. And that is what, especially after Purim, now we had the holiday of Purim, of to remember that, to remember who you are, to remember who we are. And this is our journey, to remember who we are. Last time I was talking about our soul is cumulative and our memory is not. Our soul is cumulative. We go through lifetimes, 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 and our soul remembers what we experience. To prove that, think about if you went through, or if you know of somebody who went through past life regressions. Suddenly you remember things that happened. Suddenly you get downloads. Why? Because your soul remembers. But when we come here, our memory is wiped out. It's like reset button on the computer. The RAM, the random access memory that holds the memory to display Photoshop and Word and all these kind of things. And those Photoshops, those applications are showing the files that live on the hard drive, the actual files. If I don't hit save and I hit the reset button, everything is gone. I have to start all over again. But if I want to commit that action that, let's say I created in Photoshop a wand of my hand moving. If I want to save that, I have to hit Command Save. And then also if I hit the reset button, my soul, aka the hard drive, the file, remembers that save. So next time when I come to another life, when we hit the reset and come to another restart, the file is there with the saved action from last time, right? So to remember our power, to remember your power. I want to read. There is a long comment here by Gina. So Gina says, so poetically symbolic and divine timing as this beautiful sea creature was inspired by the love and support and took the leap of faith to go back to the unknown waters. Thank you for this live reminder. It's never too late to be anything you desire, especially under duress. What an incredible moment of time captured. I love the diamond and the crown creation. Yes, going to uncharted waters. Because what happens when we're why many times we feel overwhelmed? Many times we feel overwhelmed because we have this and we have this and we have this, and we don't know where this may lead us to. We don't know where this may take us to, where we end up. And this is in Judaism and in shamanism and in other teachings, is to trust, right? Our godly presence is to trust God, to trust that everything is happening for the best of our journey. And when we trust that, we know that, oh yes, I got the encouragement, I got the reminder. So find in your life, in your circle, who is the person that helps you feed on your strengths, not keep reminding you your weaknesses or what appears to be weaknesses, but not the person that reminds you of why you cannot do A, B, C, and D, but to find the person that will remind you why you can do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, U, Z. Yes. Right? This is the thing. And when you remember that, beyond skies is the limit. Maybe there is no limit. So remember, you are the diamond in the crown of creation. Shabbat Shalom, and join the party of life.